Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining me and thank you for your continued support. Obviously after yesterday a lot of people might be feeling uncertain, unsure what's going to happen. I know a few people in my comments have asked what's going to happen now, how does this get affected, how does that affected. So I've been trying to find information that I think is going to help you guys, and I found this article which seems to go through it really well. So I thought that I would read that out to you so that you can see what kind of thing is going to happen now. And then we can move forward with that. But before I do, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's emailed me. I have, I think, replied to everybody now, at least I hope I have. My email address I'm going to leave at the bottom there if you need to message me about anything in particular, stuff like that. Right, so we'll go to the article and we'll take a look. There's actually a lot of things going on at the moment, a lot of stories that I want to cover, but I'm not going to bombard you with videos. I'm just going to do them steadily as they go through the week. But let's take a look at this article and I'll show you what I mean. Right, this is on the Benefits and Work website, latest on UC and PIP bill as Labour gets through third reading. So I'm just going to go through the things that have changed. I will obviously leave a link to this article in the description, so if you want to read the whole thing yourself, you are of course able to do so. I will also leave a link to the government website where it tells you who voted and which way they voted, so that you can check to see if your MP voted for or against, if you don't know that already. Right, the short title of the bill has been changed from Universal Credit and Personal Independence Bill to the Universal Credit Bill, reflecting the fact that the bill no longer has anything to do with PIP. The personal independence payment is no longer affected by the bill in any way, either for existing claimants or new claimants. The 4-point rule has been entirely abandoned. There will be no changes to PIP until after the TIMS review has been completed, currently expected in autumn 2026. Now this next bit is about universal credit, which I know a lot of people have been asking me about. The new universal credit health element claimants from April 2026 will have their universal credit health element almost halved and frozen. Existing UC, LCRA, WRA claimants will not be affected by the cut or the freeze. New claimants who meet the severe conditions criteria or who are terminally ill will also be protected from the cut and the freeze. The standard rate of universal credit will rise by 4.5% above inflation by 29/30. So if you are if you're going to be a new claimant after April in 2026, you will have the health element halved and frozen. So it will be dropped and it will be frozen until 2030. But if you're an existing claimant, then or you have you meet the severe conditions criteria, or you were terminally ill, then you won't be affected by that. So there have been no changes to the extremely hard to meet severe conditions criteria as set out in the bill. These will come into force for new claimants in April 26 and will decide whether claimants receive the higher rate of universal credit health element and whether they are subject to reassessment. TIMS did seek to reassure MPs, claiming the severe conditions criteria in the bill exactly reflects how the functional tests are applied at present. That is, in guidance, it's being moved into this bill, into legislation. It does take account of Parkinson's, it does take account of MS, because people need to meet the descriptions reliably, safely, repeatedly and in a reasonable time frame. And also I can give a very firm assurance to those who are concerned about how severe conditions criteria will work for those on fluctuating conditions. The word constantly here refers, as I said in my intervention earlier, to the functional criteria needing to apply at all times, not to somebody's symptoms. We consider this reassurance to be disingenuous and we'll be writing more about this in the future. So make of that whatever you will, but of course the TIMS review is coming out soon. The TIMS review is not part of the bill. However, Labour MP Dr Mary Tidball sought to insert a new clause into the bill relating to co-production of the review. Dr Tidball did not put forward the clause for a vote after receiving assurances from TIMS at the end of the debate. TIMS called the new clause a helpful checklist and said that the government would closely consult with and actively involve persons with disabilities in carrying out the review. He also said, I accept the proposal in section 4 of her new clause for the group to co-produce the review, not so much to provide independent oversight as to lead and deliver it. I agree with her that the majority of group members need to be disabled people or representatives from disabled people's organisations, and that they need to be provided with adequate support, including towards their cost of travel and taking part. The outcome of the review will be central to the legislation that follows. The Timms review is expected to be reporting in autumn 2026. There was, I think Marie Tidball did put in a clause to say that it should be done within 12 months, but Stephen Timms refuted that and said that he wanted to be able to take his time. So that is not going to be included. Everything else, the bill only covers those three issues. Every other proposal, such as the abolition of the WCA, the proposal to amalgamate contributory ESA and JSA into a single time-limited contributory benefit, and not paying 18 to 21-year-old PIP recipients the health element of universal credit, is not affected by last night's vote. They will require separate legislation of their own, which means that there is a chance that those can be looked at and potentially voted against. At the time of writing, we do not know if the bill has been certified as a money bill. If it has not, then it will go to the Lords, who can put forward amendments in the normal way. If it is a money bill, it will still go to the House of Lords, but this is a formality. In theory, the Lords can suggest amendments, but because it is a money bill, the government are free to simply ignore them. After 1 month, the bill is currently written into law. The changes in the bill, however, will not come into force until 2026. Right, so I hope that covers everything in terms of the bill itself and what it means. Obviously, there are still bad things in that bill that have gone forward, especially for new claimants and things like this. But what I would say to you is, if you feel that you are entitled to universal credit, or if you feel you're entitled to things like this, then I would definitely seek advice from Citizens Advice Bureau, or from your local council, or from a local charity that helps people with filling out forms and stuff like that, such as local charities relating to your condition, for example. I would definitely speak to them, get advice about what they think you should do, because it could be that you are entitled to things like universal credit or PIP, and in which case it would be easier to apply for those when it's the best time to do so, and certainly these places like the Citizen Advice Bureau will be able to advise you when is the best time to apply, and they can also help you with the process itself. So that's what I would say to anyone who is thinking about doing so. Definitely seek advice, because these are complicated situations. Definitely seek advice from the Citizens Advice Bureau or a local charity. And that's it for today. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you've had a good day despite what was happened last night. Please do subscribe to continue seeing content like this, and I'll see you next time.